Hello, everyone. It's David, and here I am in this nightmare of a home. My wife and I bought a home in April of last year as first-time home buyers, and it's been one of the hardest years we've ever experienced. And I keep asking myself, how did this happen? But my wife, who's really strong, reminds me that this wasn't our fault. We were really deceived in the purchase of this home, and we weren't supported by the people we trusted. As I mentioned, we were first-time home buyers, and we were relocating from across the country to purchase a home in a nice neighborhood with our 1-year-old. We were really excited, and we found a home and closed on it. It was not considered to be in as-is condition. We got an inspection before closing, and there were no known defects. And soon after closing, we had planned on doing some light remodeling in the kitchen, so we could update the kitchen for our needs and as a family. But as soon as the first rainfall happened, we discovered all of the issues down in the basement, which I'll show you. All right, so I'm walking down in the basement, and like I said, after the first heavy rainfall, that's when we started noticing all the major issues. We had water coming in from all sides in this area of the basement, so we had to start kind of uncovering what was behind the walls to see where the water was coming from. As you can see, there's trails of water. It hasn't rained in a while, but water coming in from all these different areas. Water on this side as well. You can see the wet spots. But what we found was black mold. Bowed walls. If you look at here, this wall is actually leaning out towards the outside. As you can see, there are major foundational cracks. All along every single wall. Every single wall has a horizontal crack all the way through it. And there's actually daylight coming in from this corner. If we were to look a little bit harder, sometimes you can't always see it, but you can see the major cracking in here. And so none of these major foundational issues, water coming in the basement, were disclosed on the legal documents. And it was concealed with black tar on the outside of the home. They used waterproofing to try and hide the damages. But our exterminator that came also was quick to note these significant bowed walls just from the outside. So, we were at a loss as first-time home buyers, not knowing what to do. We called our insurance company, and they were, to say the least, not helpful. So we started to rely on contractors to try and help seal some of the cracks, help structure the foundation a bit, but none of those things worked. We still had water coming in, and so we hired a structural engineer to evaluate the extent of our issues, and he basically said, you're better off rebuilding this home. That the structural integrity was not up to code, and that there would be no point in investing, more money into this house the way it was structured. Meanwhile, while we were evaluating this home, my wife and I and our 1-year-old were living in a small hotel room for over 7 months. And so we tried to get more people involved to help figure out this situation. We got a realtor, an attorney to support us on, this, but instead we were left with actually being influenced to buy another home, with us being in a very vulnerable position and experiencing home insecurity, which I never thought we were going to ever experience. We have been going back and forth with the bank, and right now we are in a place that they are trying to foreclose on our home, while we already lost over $50,000 in the process. Yeah, today we don't know what to do. We rebuild, which, like I said, is expected to cost over $100 or $100,000, or succumb to a foreclosure that would impact my credit, my wife's credit, and our ability to have any financial freedom moving forward. And the ordeal was not our fault to begin with. We were scammed. This was fraud. And this has been going on for a long time. We're exhausted just from the stress of it all, the uncertainty it's brought our family. And so we wanted to share our story in hopes that it gets into the right hands of someone that can help support us. Maybe there's someone that has pro bono legal help, maybe an investor that could help invest into this house, financial assistance. We're also, we rely heavily on prayer. And so if you're one to give out prayer, we would definitely take all the prayers we can get, because we've really hit our breaking point. And so, our breaking point has led us to set up a GoFundMe, which you will see the link in this video, in the comments, in the description. And so if you can help us with either financial or getting us into the right hands of someone that can help support us, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks.